country which we call home.
Right.
This administration is trying to erase the truth of our contributions and our belonging. And that is why I am here today. Because I don't want the next generation, our children and our babies, to feel what I have felt. What this means is that at one moment, so many of the children born in this country will become stateless, and we do not want that to happen.
That's right. That's right.
I don't want any child born here to ever question whether they belong. Yet now, this administration is attacking birthright citizenship as another way to erase black and brown people and erase the diversity and working class strength that make this country what it is. We must defend the constitutional right to birthright citizenship to ensure that our children and future generations can live and prosper in the light, not be pushed into the shadows, like this administration has done to so many of us already. Merci beaucoup. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much.
Buenos días a todos. Good afternoon to all. Mi nombre es M. My name is M. Soy miembro de casa. I am a casa member. Y parte de la población orgullo de Nevaquiche. And I am part of the Quechua Indigenous community. Ningún padre y ninguna madre debería tener cuestiones si su hijo o hija pertenece al país donde nació. No mother and no parent should have to question if their children belong to the country in which they were born. Hoy enfrentamos una realidad en la que algunos niños podrían quitar su nacionalidad o ser empujado a la sombra de un sistema migratorio. Today we are confronting the reality of if some of our children will be pushed into the shadows by a system that is built in questioning their birthright citizenship. Desde el mismo momento en que nacen en el hospital los Estados Unidos. They are citizens from the moment they are born in a hospital in the United States. Este tipo de desplazamiento no es nuevo para nosotros las This type of displacement is not new to us as indigenous communities. Las comunidades indígenas vivido generaciones de borramiento, exclusiones y desplazamiento forzado en este país.
This country has forced displacement and erasure of indigenous communities for years.
Pero aquí seguiremos luchando.
But here we will continue to fight.
Y vamos a continuar organizando y movilizando a nuestra comunidad.
And we will continue to organize and mobilize our indigenous communities.
Y vamos a presentarnos entre la Corte Suprema para hacer escuchar nuestras voces.
And we will continue to show up in front of this Supreme Court to ensure our voices are always heard.
He inspirado a muchas mujeres quiché, madres, están esperando que recientemente han dado a luz.
I have inspired many women who are expecting, who are part of the Quiché community, to join the fight.
Free Miss Love Trump! Free Miss Love Trump! Free Miss Love Trump!
A dar un paso al frente, a unirse, la demandar contra de parte de casa y también ser parte de este movimiento.
Many of our Quechua women have joined the litigation, defending birthright citizenship with CASA, and have joined the movement to continue to fight for our families.
Juntas estamos lanzando nuestra voz para defender la ciudadanía por nacimiento y proteger a nuestra familia.
Together we will continue to fight for birthright citizenship and for all of our families. That's right, that's right.
Porque nuestros hijos y nuestras próximas generaciones no serán desplazados otra vez. Muchísimas gracias. ¡Sí podemos!
¡Sí podemos! ¡Sí
se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede!
¡Sí se puede!
¡Gracias!
Y'all want to thank all the speakers who were brave enough to come up here and speak. It's so interesting. It's so interesting that I keep hearing this noise from over here, and they keep talking about freedmen. And what's so interesting about that is that the Freedmen's Bureau, which was created after the Civil War, which was supported by the 14th Amendment, you know what the first thing they was doing? You want to know what the first thing that the Freedmen's Bureau was doing? It was trying to find people's families. What? It was trying to keep the families together. It was looking for people's babies and their parents. Right? You know what I'm saying? So it's funny that somebody keeps talking about the Freedmen's Bureau and freedmen, when in fact the Freedmen's Bureau would have been supporting this rally right here. Yeah, baby. Yeah. I don't know how much you gotta get paid to sell your people out. I don't know what the cost of that is. I didn't take the bribe. I can't take it. You know somebody else who can't take the bribe? The Senator Alex Padilla, who I'm about to bring up to the stage. Yeah. Senator Padilla is the son of immigrants and the first Latino elected to represent California in the United States of America Senate. He serves as the ranking member of the Judiciary Subcommittee on Border Security and Immigration. He like on the front lines inside of this place. Making him one of the most prominent voices in Congress fighting for immigrant rights and to make sure that everyone has a fair shot at the American dream. Let's be clear, we're talking about the American dream. We're talking about values right now. What values do you have? Do you believe that human beings are human beings? Do you believe that human beings are human beings? Like we all are human beings. rights. Well, that's what we're here to fight for. We're here to fight for human rights. I want to bring Senator Padilla up to the stage. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for helping be an example for me. Thank you, sir.
How's everybody doing out there? Thank you all so very much for coming out on this important day to make your voices heard. Can they hear us inside? Can they hear us inside? Absolutely. You know, when you stop and think about it, it's almost unbelievable that we even have to be here today. Because, as the sign says, the 14th Amendment speaks for itself. The 14th Amendment speaks for itself. We're here to defend something that shouldn't even be up for debate. But if they want to debate it, we will, and we will win. Look, I don't know about you. Every once in a while, I go back to the Constitution. In case there's any questions, all you got to do is read what it says. The 14th Amendment, all persons born or naturalized in the United States are citizens of the United States. If you're born here, you are a citizen. Couldn't be more clear. Well, obviously there's some politicians who would rather have it a different way. Donald Trump and his allies wants to be able to select who's a citizen and who's not. He wants to be able to pick who gets to be an American and who doesn't. He wants to decide who counts in our democracy, in our society, and who doesn't. It's wrong, it's un-American, and it's dangerous. And yes, this is personal for me. I am a proud citizen of the United States. And I'm a proud son of immigrants. And the moment I was born on U.S. soil, I was born a citizen. And I'll be damned if Donald Trump tries to take that away from me. I'll be damned if he tries to take it away from anybody here. Because what's on the line isn't just a question about citizenship. It is about upholding the Constitution. It's respecting the rule of law and keeping the promise that the 14th Amendment has held for more than 150 years. Don't just take my word for it. The courts have upheld it over and over again, and we're going to do it again once and for all. Thank you. Thank you very much.
¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Aquí estamos! ¡Y no nos echen porque luchemos! ¡Aquí estamos! ¡Y no nos echen! We are now going to bring up to the stage Janae Nelson, President and Director Counsel of the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. Vamos a darle un gran aplauso. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction of the United States are citizens of the United States and the state wherein they reside. Todas las personas nacidas o naturalizadas en los Estados Unidos y sujetas a su jurisdicción son ciudadanos de los Estados Unidos y del estado en que residen. The words of the Constitution in English, Spanish, or whatever language you use could not be clearer. The words of in 1898 in Wong Kim Ark could not be clearer. The words of the 1952 Immigration and Naturalization Act by U.S. Congress could not be clearer. And we, the people, could not be clearer that if you are born in the United States, you are of the United States. We will not let someone who peddles in replacement theory, someone who believes that only white males should have power, we will not allow an individual or his administration to rewrite our Constitution. When we read that executive order, we say, hands off the 14th Amendment. Hands off the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment is the dividing line between this country's worst era and the multiracial democracy that we hope to be. And if we allow this human being to rewrite our Constitution, we are giving ourselves over to a tyrant. And I know nobody here is ready to do that. That's why we're here. Because no matter who your parents are, no matter what language you speak, no matter what status your family holds, you belong here. Your rights are enshrined in the Constitution. The 14th Amendment gives us equal protection. It gives us due process. And it gives us birthright citizenship. When the 14th Amendment was ratified, it rejected explicitly the effort to deny citizenship to formerly enslaved Africans. But it did not end there. It made clear that our sacrifice was meant to give rights to everyone born on this soil. And so we stand as the Legal Defense Fund, as co-counsel in this case with the Asian Law Caucus, with the ACLU, and with everyone here to say hands off the 14th Amendment. Birthright citizenship is our constitutional right, and I need you to say it loud to drown out the nonsense over there and let them hear it all the way to the White House. Hands off the 14th Amendment! 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 Hands off the 14th
They not like us. What's up, y'all? They not like us. They really ain't like us. You know why they not like us? Because we believe that human beings are human beings. And if you're a human being in the United States of America, you're supposed to get due process and equal protection under law, right? That's what it's about. That's what it's about. I love that emergency ring because it is an emergency. It is an emergency right now. We have to stand together, people. We have to stand together. If you're an immigrant person, if you're a black person, if you're a brown person, if you're an Asian person, if you're a queer person, if you're a trans person, if you're a person in this country who think you're supposed to have basic human rights, I want to hear you say, I can't hear you say that. I want to hear you say, freedom! Freedom for us all! Freedom for us all right now! Defend the 14th Amendment! Defend the 14th Amendment! I love it, y'all. Keep the energy up, man. This is good. This is good. Next, I'm going to bring up Juan Perano. Let me make sure I got it right. Last time I had it wrong. I want to make sure I got it right this time. Wait, Juan Perano is the Chief Executive Officer of the League of Latin American Citizens. This is LULAC. I'm sorry, sir. I had called you earlier. You weren't here yet, I don't think. This is the nation's oldest and largest Latino civil rights organization in the country. Give a shout out. Go ahead. Through his career, he has worked at the intersection of social impact and civic engagement and justice, including serving alongside NAACP leadership as the first Latino on its CEO Advisory Committee, helping lead major civil rights and humanitarian campaigns such as the Hurricane Katrina effort, the Voting Rights Restoration Act. Juan brings both vision and urgency to the fight for political and protect civil rights in this country, to defend the Constitution and uphold birthright citizenship. So I want to give y'all give a round of applause. Keep the energy up. You know what I'm saying? Keep the energy up. Yeah. Give it up to Bron Perano.
We're standing today on the steps of the highest court in this land. And we're here because Trump signed an executive order to end birthright citizenship, attempting to strip citizenship from babies, newborn babies, born right here on American soil. The League of United Latin American Citizens is the country's oldest and largest Latino civil rights organization. For nearly a century, LULAC has stood on the front lines fighting for the dignity, the rights, and the belonging of Latino communities in this country. And I'm here to tell you, we will not stand by while this administration tries to make our children second-class people. The 14th Amendment to our Constitution could not be more clear. It says, the persons who are born or naturalized in the United States are citizens of the United States. That is the supreme law of this land, and it has been upheld by the courts for over 125 years. The president does not get to rewrite the Constitution with a Sharpie, and every single court that has reviewed this order has agreed. Now let me tell you what this order would actually do to real families. Imagine a child born in a hospital in Texas. Her mother is a dreamer, brought to this country as a child herself. Her father is on a work visa. Under this executive order, that baby, that newborn, would not be a United States citizen. But here is what makes this even more devastating. She may not be a citizen of any country. She was born here. This is the country that she is known. This is the administration's order could render her and hundreds of thousands of children like her stateless. Stateless, with no country to call home, no passport, no protection, vulnerable to arrest, to detention, to deportation, to a country foreign to her. And let us be honest about what this is really about. This executive order is not an isolated act. It is one piece of a deliberate, systemic campaign to detain, to deport, and to terrorize immigrant communities across the country. Since returning to office, President Trump has gutted asylum protections. He has expanded immigration detention, separating parents from children, locking people in chain cages. He has authorized warrantless arrests. He has sent mass armed federal agents into communities, into schools, into churches, into neighborhoods, terrorizing families. He has deported those who have the legal right to be here, and 46 people have died in detention since January 2025. 14 alone this year. This is a strategy. It is an effort to redefine who belongs in America, to create permanently a second class of people who were born here, grew up here, love this country, but are told, you do not belong. You have no voice. You have no vote. You have no rights. The scale of what is at stake here is staggering. Nearly 5 million children over 2 decades could be left without birthright citizenship if the Trump administration gets its way, with no legal status and only a name. Every system we rely on, every birth certificate, every school enrollment, every driver's license, every social system would be forced to ask parents, what is your immigration status? It would be discrimination, chaos, inevitable errors, and real human suffering. So we say this to the administration, You do not have the authority to end birthright citizenship. We say to the children who would be affected, you belong here. You have always belonged here. And we will fight for you as if you were our own, because you are. And we say to this court, the eyes of millions of families are on you today. Families who woke up this morning and looked at their newborn children and wondered whether this country will keep its promise. Uphold the Constitution, uphold the 14th Amendment, uphold birthright citizenship. And I want to thank Sister Pimentel for being with us here today. Her work is so incredibly important.
Gracias, muchas gracias. I stand here with you as one voice to protect birthright citizenship. Amen.
And now it's an honor to introduce a dear friend, Carlos Eduardo Espina, a son of immigrants, a law school graduate, a LULAC scholarship recipient, and a powerful Spanish language voice for Latino families across the country. Carlos reaches millions with clear explanations of immigration, politics, and issues shaping our communities. And he has matched that influence with the direct aid and nonprofit work that supports migrants and working families. At a moment when our people need truth, courage, and representation, Carlos is here helping a new generation feel seen, informed, and ready to act. Please join me in giving him a warm welcome. Que viva Lula!
Hola, 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 ¿cómo están mi gente? It's a little bit hot. I'm going to get started, but before, it's really funny. We have this lady here saying she doesn't stand with immigrants, but she supports Trump, who's half Scottish and half German, so that's pretty funny. But anyway, that's beyond the point. I'm not here to talk about the legality of birthright citizenship. I think it's very clear. The Constitution is crystal clear. I'm here to talk about why exactly they're doing this, and I'm going to do it in Spanish. Esto que están mandando a la Corte Suprema, ellos saben que no van a ganar. Ellos saben que no. Oh, look. We have a little kid here. El presidente sabe que no van a ganar en la Corte Suprema. Él sabe que este caso no tiene ninguna base legal. La razón que lo hacen es para sembrar miedo, para sembrar terror, para sembrar confusión en nuestra comunidad. Quieren que tú pienses que no perteneces aquí, que no eres parte de esta nación. Pero yo quiero dejar algo muy claro. No importa cómo tú llegaste a este país. Algunos llegaron en balsa, otros llegaron cruzando el río, otros llegaron cruzando el desierto de Arizona. Si tú estás en esta nación, tengas 10, 15, 20, 30 años y estás trabajando, pagando impuestos, haciendo tu deber para aportar a esta nación, tú eres parte de los Estados Unidos y tus hijos también. Así que yo quiero que tú te sientas orgulloso de estar aquí. Algunos tuvieron el privilegio de nacer aquí, otros tomaron la decisión difícil de venir aquí, pero todos estamos aquí por la misma razón, porque creemos que este país es el país más hermoso de todo el mundo, un país de oportunidades, un país donde uno puede empezar de nada y llegar a hacer algo, donde uno puede tener padres de Escocia y de Alemania y llegar a ser presidente de Estados Unidos y tener gente así defendiéndote. Un país donde tú puedes llegar sin saber el idioma y en una cuestión de años aprender todo y tener tu propio negocio, tener tu propia empresa. Así que no se preocupen, yo tengo fe en Dios que la Corte Suprema va a hacer lo correcto y no va a eliminar el derecho a la ciudadanía por nacimiento, pero no olvidemos lo que están haciendo y los hijos. Lamentablemente muchos que nacieron aquí en Estados Unidos ayudaron a poner a este hombre en el poder. Recuerden que tú eres la voz de tu comunidad, tú eres la voz de tus padres, de tus abuelos que no tienen ese mismo derecho, pero que igual llegaron a este país con nada, ahora son algo y tú tienes el deber de representarlos a ellos también. Así que vamos a seguir adelante porque recordemos que este país es de todos, de los europeos, de los asiáticos, de los africanos, de los latinoamericanos, todos los que vinimos a esta nación por una misma razón, buscar un mejor futuro. Así que muchas gracias, cuídense mucho y que Dios los bendiga. Y no sé quién sigue, pero... Vamos a tomar una foto aquí, a ver. Y mira, un videito también, ¿qué les parece? Rapidito. Mi gente, noticia de última hora, aquí estamos afuera de la Corte Suprema defendiendo el derecho a la ciudadanía por nacimiento. Gracias a todos los que llegaron y que Dios los bendiga. Ahí estamos.
Yo, we're going to have a quick DJ break. Go ahead, DJ. Play something for us. Drown that first note.
Hi, must have on the beat, boat, any rap, get a free throw, man down, all I ever land, tell him please bro, nail it, to the cross, he walk around like Tito, what's up with these bronies, trying to see Compton, the industry can hit me, for Marlins, mama, how many options you really got, I mean, it's too many options, I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton, beat your f***ing out the Bible if God watching you, sometimes you gotta pop out and show, get your hand down. Party at the party playing with his nose now. And Baka got a real case where I see around. Certified lover boy, certified They not like us. 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 They not like us.
you could join us at the Lutheran Church and take that break and come right back. Para las personas que se quieren sentar, necesitan un break. Aquí tenemos unas sillas donde se pueden sentar en el área de ADA. Y para las personas que necesitan menos sol, necesitan un bocadillo, estamos en la iglesia del Luterano que pueden ir. I also want to let you know that a lot of ACLU, let's give it up for ACLU. A lot of our ACLU family has been passing out a little square where you can actually listen to this interpretation via Zoom. So if you're interested in listening to this via Zoom, make sure you get one of those little squares from one of our friends in the blue shirt. ¿Se puede? Bueno, familia, es un honor y un orgullo presentar a nuestra próxima líder. ¿Se puede? ¿Se puede? Esta líder viene de Spaces in Action y también de Popular Democracy. Apóyenme a introducir a Caroline. Help me to introduce Caroline. An incredible leader from Spaces in Action and Popular Democracy. ¡Se puede! ¡Se puede! ¡El pueblo unido jamás será vencido! ¡El pueblo unido jamás será vencido! ¡Te escuchamos, compañera! ¡Aquí estamos! ¡Y no nos vamos! ¡Aquí estamos! ¡Y no nos vamos! ¡Y no nos echan porque luchamos! Soy Caroline, una mujer y madre de 2 niños nacidos aquí, además de líder comunitaria y miembro de la organización Espacios en Acción y Popular Democracy. Con el compromiso cerreo de seguir defendiendo la enmienda 14.
My name is Caroline, and I'm an immigrant woman and a mother of 2 children born here, as well as a community leader and member of the organization Spaces in Action and Popular Democracy, and we are here to continue defending the Amendment 14.
En el último año, el presidente y su administración han priorizado la violencia y la persecución y la privacidad de derechos a lo largo de este país. Y como si eso no fuera suficiente, ahora él y las élites y los políticos corruptos se sienten con el derecho de decidir quién pertenece aquí y quién no a este país. Y no vamos a permitir que eso continúe. No vamos a permitir que eso continúe. Y no lo vamos a permitir que eso continúe.
Over the past year, the President and his administration have prioritized violence, persecution, and deprivation of rights across this country. And as if that weren't enough, now he and the elites and corrupt politicians feel they have the right to decide who belongs in this country and who doesn't. And we won't let that continue. Isn't that right? We won't let it happen!
Esta orden ejecutiva de sabotear el derecho a la ciudadanía por nacimiento o naturalización es parte de su objetivo de aterrorizar a las personas inmigrantes. El presidente de asilo establecidas por el Congreso con crueldad
and he has deployed armed and unmasked federal agents against our immigrant communities and even against U.S. citizens.
Shame! Hoy estamos aquí representando a aquellas voces que han intentado silenciar, como las 31 personas que el año pasado
los Estados Unidos son ciudadanos de los Estados Unidos y no permitiremos que el presidente y las fuerzas antiinmigrantes deshagan más de 150 años de avance en la igualdad de derechos y protecciones, haciendo retroceder el país a una época donde los derechos fundamentales eran privilegios de los ricos y poderosos.
I want to remind you all that the 14th Amendment was born out of a struggle following the Civil War, when formerly enslaved and newly freed African Americans demanded that this country live up to its ideal and guarantee their recognition as citizenship with full rights. The citizenship clause is clear. All persons born or naturalized in the United States are citizens of the United States, and we will not allow the president and anti-immigrant forces to undo more than 150 years of progress in equal rights and protection, setting the country back to a time when fundamental rights were privilege of rich and powerful people.
Hoy, como madre, hablo por mis dos hijos y los hijos posibles de casi 5 millones de niños que podrían quedarse sin ciudadanía por derecho de nacimiento en las próximas 2 décadas debido a la orden ejecutiva del presidente. Y no permitiremos que eso pase. ¡No permitiremos que eso pase! ¡No permitiremos que eso pase! Seguiremos luchando en una unión, la comunidad negra e inmigrante. Tenemos que permanecer unidas, alzando nuestras voces y luchando por nuestros derechos.
Today, as a mother, I speak for my 2 children and the nearly 2 million children who could deny citizenship by rape over the next 2 decades. Due to the President's executive order, and we will not let that happen. We will continue to fight together as a Black and immigrant communities and allies, raising our voices united in strength.
Quiero mandar un mensaje a esta administración. La Constitución, y no el presidente, define quién es ciudadano en este país. El presidente no tiene autoridad para poner fin a la ciudadanía por nacimiento de nuestra América. Es lo suficientemente grande y la haremos justa para todos. Todos nuestros niños y niñas pertenecen, son parte fundamental de este país y serán los electores del futuro. Elegirán presidentes que respeten y quieran nuestra América.
I want to send a message to this administration. The Constitution, not the President, defines who is a citizen in this country. The President has no authority to end birthright citizenship. Our America is big enough, and we will make it fair for everyone. All our children belong here. They are fundamental part of this country, and they will be the voters of the future. The ones who will elect presidents who respect and love our America. ¡Woo!
Tenemos que defender la enmienda 14. We have to defend the 14th Amendment. ¡Woo! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡El pueblo unido jamás será vencido! ¡El pueblo unido jamás será vencido! ¡Un pueblo callado jamás será escuchado!
check is, but it gotta be big. It's a good thing the people in the back can't hear this up front, but trust me, up front, we dealing with some nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Woo! But check it out. Check it out, check it out. we're going to keep our agenda going. And I want to just be very clear that when we're talking about birthright citizenship, I got to say this again, they're trying to undermine the 14th Amendment. They're starting with this birthright citizenship thing, but they are trying to undermine the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. Because the 14th Amendment says some very important things. If you look at what happens after Section 1, which has the birthright citizenship amendment in it, Section 2 says that if you prevent people who could vote from voting in your state, then the Congress, you only get the number of representatives of the people you allow to vote in your state. Which means states that prevent people from voting who could vote should have less number of representatives in the Congress right now. The third thing it says, because remember this come at the end of the Civil War, the third thing that it says that if you aided or abetted an enemy against the state, someone who was an insurgent, someone who might have took over the Capitol on J6, if you provided safety to those people, if you provided coverage to those people, you are not allowed to hold a public elected office in this country. What that sound like? There's a very real interest for somebody that want to take away the 14th Amendment from us. There's a very real interest for people who would be extorting and robbing the state, stealing the coffers, getting rid of our public schools, trying to take our health care, and literally snatching food out of people's mouth by killing SNAP. It makes sense for folks who are stealing from us to want to take our ability away from us to participate in a democracy. But we ain't going to let them, are we? We ain't going to let them. I mean, the people under the tree over there in the shade, we ain't going to let them, right? Yeah, the people over there, we ain't going to let them, right? All right, we're going to keep our rally going. So what we want to do, we're going to introduce Chef Jose Andres, who is a person who will stand up. Oh, yeah, y'all know that. But they like, yeah, did he bring some tapas? Listen, this brother is a chef, a business owner, a humanitarian, an educator, a champion of immigrant rights and immigration reform. He's a proud husband, a father, and a naturalized U.S. citizen. President Obama said that he's an outstanding American by choice in 2014. He won that award. He got named that. He speaks today as someone who lived the promise of this country, who believes in the promise of this country. Hey, I just want to debate this, man. This is so funny. I know y'all can't hear it back there, but this lady said that I'm an enemy of black people because I said something about Obama. This is the kind of nonsense. This is the kind of nonsense. You understand? We got to make sure we telling the truth out here. The truth is that 150 years ago, people fought for the 14th Amendment. All kinds of people, black, white people, people who believe in humanity. This is a human rights issue. Everybody in this country get due process and equal protection, and anybody trying to take that is an enemy of the state, is an enemy of human beings, and they're on the wrong side of history. But what we're going to do is celebrate the people who are on the right side of history. We want to bring Chef Jose Andres up here. Yeah, let him talk about how immigration and human rights are connected, how we got to feed people. Yes, sir, come on up here.
Hello, people. ¿Cómo estáis? My name is Jose Andres, and I am a cook. I arrived in America with very little, and I came on a boat, like millions and millions did before me for the last 2-3 centuries. I had a dream, like so many in this country. Few dollars in my pocket and the belief that in this country anything was possible. I came searching for success, but America gave me a more powerful thing. America gave me the opportunity to belong, a chance to belong. That's why you are here today. I came to Washington 33 years ago, and I would walk from my restaurant almost every week to the National Archives, where, as you know, is not far from here. And right there, I will sit in front of the documents written by our founding fathers. And I was marveled at three very amazing words. We, the people! We, the people! We, the people! We, the people! These three words dare to imagine a nation. But it really was the 14th Amendment that dared to make that dream real. Because before that 14th Amendment, those words were only a promise halfway kept. The table was set, but the table didn't have seats for everyone. The 14th Amendment became the bridge between we the people as poetry and we the people as reality. Not some people, not people that look in a certain way or come from a certain place. All the people, we the people. In case somebody is unclear and you want to hear, birthright citizenship is not a loophole. It is a promise. A promise that if you are born here, you belong here. A promise that if you love America, America will always love you back. I know what it means to love this country. And these people right between us that they think they love the country and they don't understand what love is. Because I know what it is to choose this country. I remember with my wife next to me raising my hand, and I took the oath. And I felt something very simple but also powerful. To become American from coming from being an immigrant had also responsibility. Responsibility to give back. Responsibility to contribute. Responsibility like what you guys are doing to speak up for those still searching for the place to belong. But responsibility, my friends, is not something like love, passive. Responsibility is something that we must do every day. Like showing up today to say everybody belongs. Under responsibility with our actions, with our choices. Believing that we need to defend our beliefs. The belief that justice is not selective, that equality is not negotiable, that dignity is not divisible. These attacks on our values, our freedoms, our Constitution, they may feel distant to some people. But to me it's personal. My three daughters were born in D.C. Before my wife and I, we became citizens. So let me tell you something. My three daughters are as American as anybody, and no one will ever take that from them. But, let me tell you what the American dream means in the 21st century. The American dream in the 21st century means that all of us, we need to make sure that we work hard to make sure that everyone has the same rights as my daughters did, the same opportunities that we want for our own children. When we take that promise away from children. Children who have done nothing but be born into this amazing country. We are not only trying to change the law. Some people are trying to decide who counts. And when we decide who counts, we began to silence the voices that we need to be giving voice before they even have a chance to be heard. America cannot be and will never be the place where some voices matter more than others. If we the people means anything, it must mean all voices must be heard. Not only the voices we agree with, ma'am. All the voices. And let me tell you something. I am a cook and I know there is not America without immigrants. There is no food in our table without immigrants. There is no farm without immigrants. There are no kitchens without immigrants. The people who plant seeds, the people that harvest the goodness of the earth, the people that cook, serve, they are the hands that feed the nation. And they are not strangers. They are not outsiders. They are us, we the people. I'm going to be ending. But let me tell you, immigration is not a problem for America to solve. Immigration is an opportunity for America to seize. An opportunity to build a country that is stronger, not that despite our diversity, but because our diversity. And this is what I have always believed, that we must build longer tables, no higher walls. Tables where everybody's invited. Tables where everyone has a seat. Today, that table is being tested. And the question, my friends, is very simple. Do we make that table smaller? Or we made that table bigger? I know my answer. And sometimes to get to the answer, you don't need to scream louder. Because if you scream with hate, that voice will get nowhere. If you speak low and with love, everybody will join us. I've seen the power of building bridges, of whispering with hope, with whispering with love, what we know is true about America. We are in this moment that we need to see the people know where they come from, but for what everyone in America can contribute to make America a better place. When we do that, people, we don't become weaker. We become the best version of ourselves. This is a fight to make sure we put the demons of hate away and we bring the best angels that we all have within us. We all have that courage inside to make it happen. So my friends, today is not about defending a constitutional right. Today is so much more. Today is about defending the pure idea of what America is and will be. The idea that people have given their blood on the battlefield and the sweat in the farms to defend the idea of freedom and that everybody belongs. An America where we the people means all of us. An America where the promise we were given is a promise we choose to keep. Because if we start deciding who belongs, we start undoing everything that America made possible. Until those three words, we the people, will no longer be an aspiration, but we the people will become the truth of the land. We the people, we the people, we the people. I am Jose Andres, and I endorse this message.
Right? right? This argument gonna be going on for the next couple of months. We gotta keep coming here. We gotta get more people to come here. In order for us to do that, we gotta get connected. And one way for us to get connected is for you to text belong to 25463. Pull your phones out. Pull your phones out. If you believe in what we're doing, pull your phones out right now. I'm gonna wait. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. Yeah, you. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you too. You got your phone out? Oh, you do got your phone out. All right. So look, what you're gonna do is you're gonna text to 25463. You're gonna text the word belong. The more people we can join in this fight, the more people understand this fight, the better we can make it. The better we'll be able to protect our country, protect our Constitution, protect the 14th Amendment. We got to build something better and new. But the first thing we got to do is make sure they don't take our citizenship rights and our civil rights. That's step one. That's step one. All right, now I'm going to turn it over. We got a surprise coming, but I'm going to turn it over for you to tell us what surprise we got for y'all. We're going to be in this shortly. We're close to the end. But this last thing you're going to want.
How's everyone doing? I know it's hot. I know it's hot. My name is Anu, and I'm with the American Civil Liberties Union. Yeah. And I am here to tell you that just minutes ago, the arguments ended in the birthright citizenship case. And as we wait for our lawyers to come out to cheer them on and have them address the crowd, I just want to say that in this fight to defend birthright citizenship, hundreds of thousands of people have supported us all along the way. The ACLU asked folks from across the country to sign their names if they wanted to join us. And last night, we were able to project those hundreds of thousands of names who support birthright citizenship. But I wanted to share with you, this is what that looks like. 250,000 people are with us today. These are the people that we have to keep in our hearts as we're sweating out here while our lawyers are arguing inside. None of us are in this fight alone, as you can see. The wind is at our backs, and we will fight for the dream of the American promise to be fulfilled. I am so deeply proud that my colleague, the ACLU Legal Director, Cecilia Wong, was inside and just finished arguing this case. So we have a little surprise for you. While we wait for them to come out, we are going to play her opening argument. So you can hear it straight from her mouth, why we need to protect the 14th Amendment.
Oh, wait, well, I guess
Mr. Chief Justice, and may it please the court, ask any American what our citizenship rule is, and they'll tell you. Everyone born here is a citizen alike. That rule was enshrined in the 14th Amendment to put it out of the reach of any government official to destroy. When the government tried to strip Mr. Wong Kim Ark's citizenship on largely the same grounds they raised today, this court said no. 30 years after ratification, this court held that the 14th Amendment embodies the English common law rule. Virtually everyone born on U.S. soil is subject to its jurisdiction and is a citizen. It excludes only those cloaked with a fiction of extraterritoriality because they are subject to another sovereign's jurisdiction, even when they're in the United States. A closed set of exceptions to an otherwise universal rule. My friend has now clearly said that the government is not asking you to overrule Wong Kim Ark. That is a fatal concession, because Wong Kim Ark's controlling rule of decision precludes their parental domicile requirement. The dissent understood that, and the majority tells us 6 times in the opinion that domicile is irrelevant under common law. Lynch versus Clark was already the dominant American case on citizenship, and it held that the U.S.-born daughter of temporary visitors from Ireland who took the baby back to Ireland with them, that daughter was a U.S. citizen. Authorities, including Lincoln's Attorney General and Kent's commentaries, embraced Lynch, and Kent specifically talked about temporary sojourners' children being U.S. citizens. Justice Field said in 1884 that reflected the general understanding. That understanding was confirmed by Congress with its 1940 Act. The 14th Amendment's fixed, bright-line rule has contributed to the growth and thriving of our nation. It comes from text and history. It is workable, and it prevents manipulation. The executive order fails on all those counts. Swaths of American laws would be rendered senseless. Thousands of American babies will immediately lose their citizenship. And if you credit the government's theory, the citizenship of millions of Americans, past, present, and future, could be called into question. All of this tells us the government's theory is wrong. I welcome the court's questions.
Walking around every day playing games and making scores, trying to make other people lose their mind. Well, be careful you don't lose yours. Yeah, hey, hey, think about what you're trying to do to me. Yeah, 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 yeah. But you're not gonna let it show me. You need me, and I need you. Everybody said, ain't nothing we can do.
Familia, familia, familia. Ahora vamos a escuchar de un embajador. We're going to hear from Ambassador Norm. He is the co-founder. Un aplauso, un aplauso. He is a co-founder and executive chair of the Democracy Defenders Fund, one of the organizations serving as co-counsel on this case. His work is in the courts of law is matched by the efforts in the courts of public opinion. As a co-founder and publisher, welcome, Ambassador Norm.
I'm Norm Eisen. I'm the executive chair of the Democracy Defenders Fund, and I'm so proud to be here as myself the child of immigrants, and my father came to this country as an undocumented migrant. And we are Americans too. In the summer of 2024, when we read that wicked Project 2025, I wasn't waiting for booze, but I'll take them. When we read that Project 2025 and we saw that Donald Trump was going to come for the citizenship of our precious children, I made 2 calls. The first call was to mi hermano, Juan Proano, of LULAC. I called one, I said, we must do something about this. He said, you're right. I said, I'm going to make another call. Who are you going to call, Norm? I'm going to call Anthony Romero at the ACLU. And this partnership that culminated in the fantastic arguments that Cecilia Wong of the ACLU made, you'll hear from her in a little bit. This partnership was born in the summer because we have seen how the illegitimate, unlawful, inhumane targeting of migrants to our country is the cutting edge of authoritarianism, autocracy, and dictatorship. And we won't allow it. And that's not unique to the United States. My parents fled Europe. My dad came here in 1940 as an undocumented migrant. We've seen what this kind of targeting of migrants can do, how ugly it can become, and we determined to fight. And since then, culminating in the magnificent argument you just heard a little bit of today, where I was so proud to be in the courtroom, we have been fighting for the fundamental principle. Donald Trump doesn't get to choose which babies born in this country are citizens. The Constitution has made that choice. It's clear from the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, from its original public meaning, from the enactments of Congress, from the decisions of the United States Supreme Court right behind me. And what's at stake here is not just those children and their families and our communities. Somos un gran familia. We are one big family in this country. But what's also at stake is the meaning of the Constitution and the nature of American rule of law itself. Because if this clear principle of birthright citizenship can be torn up and thrown out, all of our constitutional rights and all of our rule of law can be thrown out. So this is not just a battle that we fight with the ACLU, with LULAC, with our other wonderful partners, but it's a battle that we fight for everyone in this country. And we thank each and every one of you for being here today to support that battle. Thank you, friends.
Familia, vamos a poner la mano arriba. La mano arriba. ¿Se puede? ¿Se puede? ¿Se puede? Vamos a presentar la ejecutiva directora, Arti Kohli. We are going to now bring to the stage Arti Kohli, is Executive Director of the Asian Law Caucus, proud co-counsel in today's case before the Supreme Court. Let's give it a huge round of applause. Se puede! Se puede!
That courtroom and I have goosebumps. And I'll tell you right now, the TLDR is from John Roberts. It is. New World, same Constitution. So you heard my brilliant sister, Cecilia Wong of the ACLU, make the case that the birthright citizenship cannot be erased by executive order. The law is on our side. History is on our side. You are on our side. The Asian Law Caucus is proud to be co-counsel on this case because our communities have been here before and we have won. Let's hear it for Norman Wong, a direct descendant of Wong Kim Ark. Thanks to Wong Kim Ark, Asian American communities didn't just benefit from the 14th Amendment. We helped affirm it. We know what happens when the government decides some people don't fully belong. Just go to the Japanese War Memorial. We have lived the consequences of exclusion, and we have spent generations helping build the legal protections against it. This is personal to me. My own husband is a birthright citizen. His parents came from India as medical residents to serve this country. They stayed and contributed their talent because their children were born American. That is the promise this executive order would break. We are all worried about groceries, gas, and health care, and this administration has the audacity to question whether babies born on American soil are citizens. This is a solution in search of a problem, and we will not be distracted. And speaking of distractions, let me be clear. The Constitution is not a prop. The President is not a king. And the Supreme Court is not a stage. No distraction and no amount of political theater is going to change the law, and certainly not change the Constitution. We see ICE in our streets. We see children being asked if they belong. Black families, Latino families, Asian families. We are all being asked the same question. Do you really belong here? The answer is yes. And if you're born in America, you're an American. And we are not going back. Now let's make sure everyone in D.C. hears us. When I say birthright, you say our right. Okay, I'm going to tell you one more time. When I say birthright, you say our right. Let's do it. Birthright. Our right. Birthright. Our right. Birthright. Our right.
Familia, vamos a aplaudir, ya salen los abogados. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. The people united will never be defeated. 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 Juntos, familia, vamos a gritar el nombre de Cecilia, una de las abogadas principales. Cecilia, aquí estamos. Cecilia, aquí estamos. Cecilia, aquí estamos. Cecilia, aquí estamos. Cecilia, amiga, el pueblo está contigo. Cecilia, amiga, el pueblo está contigo. Cecilia, amiga, el pueblo está contigo. Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Si te quieres divertir, con el ritmo y con primor, solo tienes que venir. Solo tienes que
making the Granite State proud. For our affiliate right there, for our legal team. Pastor Coco! I know. I love this. The lady right there. The lady right there in the blue, she helped get some, one of the blankets. I can't believe all of them were in the court.
Right here with the phone.
In the blue, yeah.
We heard last night, they said, yes, we need people to write checks with ACLU, but you need brave plaintiffs.
Oh, yeah. So you, let's go! Get in here, New Hampshire!
Make America finish great again!
Okay, I'm going to keep this quick because I know who we really want to hear from. I am so deeply proud and honored to introduce someone who just walked out of that building behind us, having defended that foundational American promise in front of the 9 justices of the U.S. Supreme Court, a woman who just represented us all in the fight to defend birthright citizenship. It is my distinct honor to introduce my colleague, the ACLU's National Legal Director, Cecilia Wong.
Thank you, everyone. So, I haven't prepared anything because I was focused on what just happened. But I want to say that, nothing could be more nerve-wracking than representing our clients in a case that involves something that's so fundamental to all of us, to our families, to our nation, as the fundamental rule that all of us born in this country are citizens, one and all alike. I walked into the courtroom today not only with the support of all of you, and I felt your emanations, okay? Not only as one member of an incredible legal team led by Cody Wofsy, Deputy Director of the ACLU Immigrants' Rights Project, but also with all of our ancestors, right? Whether you're an Indigenous American, whether you are descended from African Americans who were enslaved and free, whether you are the descendant of someone who came on the Mayflower or someone who arrived just before your birth, we all are Americans alike. And that is the principle that we stood up for together, all of us, in the Supreme Court of the United States today. We could not be more confident that despite the policy preferences of the current administration, that this attack on what it means to be American in the most fundamental way, that attack will be turned down. It will be destroyed and left in the wayside because we know what the 14th Amendment says. We know what free Black Americans fought for when they led the way to universal birthright citizenship for all in the 14th Amendment. And so I want to thank you all for standing with us in this fight and for keeping with us every step of the way. Thank you.
My favorite song. Hello. Good afternoon. I'm Anthony Romero. I'm the National Executive Director of the ACLU. And let's give another amazing round of applause to Cecilia Wong, the National Legal Director. Now, for those of you who were not in the courtroom, you have to listen to the audio. She was brilliant. I'm not one to give predictions when I walk out of this courthouse, but I will predict today that we will win this case definitively, possibly with a 7-2 vote, and I'm still hoping that those other two might join the majority in ruling that the Trump executive order on birthright citizenship is unconstitutional. Now, the 14th Amendment was written once and for all to settle who belongs in this country. It is sacred ground for those of us in the civil rights community. Birthright citizenship is how we started atoning for America's original sin of chattel slavery. Birthright citizenship is how we made citizens out of the children of enslaved people. And birthright citizenship is how a nation of immigrants made sure that we would all be equal under the law. Out of many, one. That was the promise of our founders. But if President Trump has his way, When you're born in the USA, you will not be an American citizen. If President Trump has his way, he will create second-class citizens. If President Trump has a way, we will have a country where anyone who is born here of immigrant parents will be relegated to a lower status and denied basic rights because of their citizenship of their parents. Now, President Trump, as it turns out, was sitting 6 feet away from me in the courtroom. And I was watching him as I was listening to the argument, and I dare say that he had a very good lesson in American constitutional law and civil liberties and civil rights. And I could see the way his shoulders slumped when National Legal Director Cecilia Wong stood up and started making arguments that he knew he had a losing case. He turned up today because he wanted to try to put his thumb on the scale. He wanted to try to intimidate some of the justices, 3 of whom he appointed to rule in his favor. I dare say that did not work. Birthright citizenship goes to the heart of who we are. It is literally what and who we're made of. It is, put simply, what makes America great. When President Trump signed his very first order on the very first day of office, the ACLU filed suit 2 hours later. We filed with our partner organizations at the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, Democracy Defenders, Asian Law Caucus, and other groups, and we all stood in the breach because we knew that President Trump had gone too far. Because this fight is bigger than any Supreme Court ruling or any case, we are here to make the record. We are here to make sure that the story is told, that America's immigrants are what make this country strong. We are fighting for the heart and soul of this country. The fight to protect birthright citizenship is about our neighbors, our families, our kids. It's not about the past. It's about the future. It's how we keep our promise to every child, whatever their skin color or wherever their parents are born. And the ACLU has been fighting for this for 106 years. And we will never back down. We will never go away. We will only accept what is just and what is right. And we will take what is owed to us, like water on stone, until this country fulfills its promises of liberty and justice for all. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you everyone for coming out! Protect birthright citizenship!
Por lo que estoy haciendo
sea este corazón, todos los días a Dios le pido que si me muero sea de amor y si me enamoro sea de vos y que tu voz sea este corazón, todos los días a Dios le pido. A Dios le pido. Se despierten con la luz de tu mirada. Yo a Dios le pido que mi madre no se muera y que mi padre me recuerde. A Dios le pido que te quedes a mi lado y que más nunca te me vayas mi vida. A Dios le pido que mi alma no descanse cuando de amarte se trate mi cielo. A Dios le pido un segundo más de vida para darte y mi corazón entero entregarte. Un segundo más de vida para darte y a tu lado para siempre yo quedarme. Un segundo más de vida yo a Dios le pido que si me muero sea de amor y si me enamoro sea de vos y que tu voz sea este corazón. Todos los días a Dios le pido que si me muero sea de amor y si me enamoro sea de vos y que tu voz sea este corazón. Todos los días a Dios le pido que si me muero sea de amor y si me enamoro sea de vos y que tu voz sea este corazón. Todos los días a Dios le pido que si me muero sea de
Okay, we're all coming.
The nerve of somebody who is here to immigration wants to take away immigration. The nerve.
Alrighty. Where's everyone else? Okay, we'll do 2 rows. 2 rows. Yes! Yes!
Yeah.
We want the frog.
I'm the honorary LULAC member.
The frog brings the fruit.
The frog brings the fruit.
Oh wait, we have 2 more. Wait, hold on. Come on. Wait, ready?
The other guy says, I'm right. They make the decision. They're the big judges.
stay on the sidewalk.
shit. I'm fucking tired of this fucking shit. I can't believe how fucking tired I am of this fucking shit.
I'm fucking tired of this fucking shit. I'm fucking tired of this fucking shit. I'm really fucking tired of this fucking shit.
I'm fucking tired of this fucking shit. I'm fucking tired of this fucking shit.
I'm absolutely fucking tired of this fucking shit.
I'm fucking tired of this fucking shit. I'm fucking tired of this fucking shit.
I'm positively fucking tired of this fucking shit.
I'm fucking tired of this fucking shit. I'm undoubtedly fucking tired of this fucking shit. I'm fucking tired of this fucking shit. I'm fucking tired of this fucking shit. I'm undoubtedly fucking tired of this fucking shit. I'm fucking tired of this fucking shit. I'm fucking tired of this fucking shit.
I'm truly fucking tired of this fucking shit.
I'm really, absolutely, positively, undoubtedly, truly, extra, super, mega, chocolate coated, if no cap, bro, fucking tired of this fucking shit.
I'm fucking